Hello and welcome to Skills to Pay the Bills and today's segment of JustAskFreeman.com. Sitting next to me is my lovely wife and co-host Carolyn and Owen, and we have a great segment for you today. We're going to continue our discussion on America's safety net. Some people agree that we have a great safety net while others disagree. Well, we're not going to get into the politics of our safety net, but we're going to focus on the 4 Social Security retirement strategies that are available to you. And then later on in the segment, we're going to tell you what happens when bad retirement decisions are made by seniors as opposed to those seniors who take just a little bit of time to learn how our retirement system works so they can make good and wise decisions. Carolyn, what's up first on today's segment?
Well, Freeman, I am excited. We're talking about retirement and Social Security benefits again. And as you know, the baby boomers have already started descending on retirement Social Security benefits.
Exactly.
So would you give us a little history on behind America's retirement and Social Security safety net?
All right. I'll give you a little history about it. The Social Security legislation was signed by Franklin Roosevelt back in 1935. It was part of the New Deal. Now, the Social Security benefit was not designed to provide a lavish lifestyle and income, but it was designed and developed over the years for older Americans who needed a steady, guaranteed, predictable income.
Okay.
Alrighty. So there's about 63 million people, or I should say 65% of individuals who are dependent upon retirement on Social Security. That is a huge number.
Yes, it is.
We also have the not only those who are older workers who are retired, but there are other folks that participate in Social Security benefits, and that's spouses. You have the mentally challenged, those who are disabled, and it has been a steady, predictable income, as I mentioned, for those individuals who have separated from service or older workers who have now retired.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's the key thing, that it is predictable every month. Now, but some people do not understand the difference between retirement income and Social Security. Now, are they the same or are they really different?
Well, they're different.
Okay.
All right. To some degree. Let's take Social Security. I just mentioned the fact that you know that Social Security will be there for you currently, that it is a predictable income. And as a matter of fact, COLA, or cost of living adjustments, are often applied to your Social Security benefit. Now this year, it's a 1.7% cost of living adjustment, COLA.
Okay.
Alrighty. We don't know what's going to happen for the cost of living adjustment for 2015. And we always get that number for the calendar year 2016. But let's weigh in on retirement income. Now, the reason I say they're not exactly the same in some degree, it depends on where those assets are placed.
Okay.
Look at the market this week. I'm going to mention it again.
It went down. Correct.
Significant drops in the market. Now, if your assets are in a volatile account, that's not too safe. In other words, you have an income, maybe you have an income coming from these volatile accounts that is high for that month or for a particular month, and then based on the market's performance, it'll be lower. Now, if you have a sort of like a guaranteed type vehicle for your retirement, guaranteed lifetime income, you can have it set up like our firm provides guaranteed income through the different assets that a client might have, and it's predictable, and it could last a lifetime. So there is some little difference between Social Security, but I always put this caveat in here. It depends on where that asset is placed.
Okay, so that's the key word.
That's the key word.
Okay. And who is actually eligible for the Social Security retirement benefit?
Well, you have workers who have accumulated at least 40 work credits, which is 40 fiscal quarters, or about 10 years of work. Okay. They are entitled to receive Social Security retirement benefits And this is based on the average of 35 years of employment where that person has actually contributed that, well, I'll put it this way, has paid taxes, payroll taxes.
Okay.
Now, you also have spouses that are eligible as well. They can collect Social Security benefits regardless of whether they worked or not. Even divorced spouses, providing they have been, they were married to the ex-spouse at least 10 years. And so this benefit that the divorced spouse receive is based on the former spouse's work.
Okay. Well, let's continue talking about Social Security, Freeman. There are many of our viewers who are approaching the age of 65 and they're considering assessing their Social Security benefits, but they don't know how. So what would you tell people who are approaching 65 as far as assessing their Social Security benefits?
Oh, that's easy. Here's what you do. Now, Carolyn, we've been doing a number of Social Security workshops around the Washington metropolitan area.
Yes.
There's information available at ssa.gov. So what you do is you register, you download, you can download and print out your Social Security statement, which has a lot of information about how your benefits are paid out at various eligibility ages. Now, you can also go to our website, justaskfreeman.com.
That's true.
And I've written a white paper on Social Security benefits, how they work. We've got tremendous content there.
Yes,
You can go there and at justaskfreeman.com. And then also what we're doing for a number of, since we give these workshops, we offer a free report so that you'll know when to file, how to file, okay? Some of the switching strategies that are available for married couples. And I just have to share this, Carolyn. Once they receive that free report,
yes,
and you come and see us and they have their statement, we have the software, we go through it. It can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars that's at stake over the life expectancy of the beneficiary of Social Security benefits.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And how does the initial claiming age affect the monthly Social Security benefits one receives?
Now, the old school, I remember my parents, they received or became eligible for Social Security at age 65. Well, now you have a range from ages 62 to 70. Okay. Now, let me share with you, at age 62 is the earliest time that you can apply for and you're eligible for Social Security. But however, there is a penalty. They call it actuarially, whereas the benefit is 25% less for life. And a spousal benefit is 30% if you file at age 62.
Okay.
Now, if you're born between 1943 and 1954, you have an opportunity, your full retirement age now is at age 66. And of course, the eligibility ages get a little longer the younger you are. Let's put it that way. Up to 1960 is 66 and some months. Okay. All right. Now, at full retirement age, you receive 100% of your Social Security benefit. Now, age 70, you could file then. That would increase, the benefit would increase approximately 8% per year from age 66 to age 70. That's 132% of the full retirement age benefit, which is significant. And again, I can't put enough emphasis on, like we do in our workshops, and we show them the amount of money that can be incorporated with your other resources for retirement. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm being repetitive, and I'll continue to say that.
That's a lot of money.
It is, and if you don't know when to file and how to file, that could be a costly mistake that would, where you might not receive the hundreds of thousands of dollars that are available for you through your Social Security benefits over your life expectancy.
Okay.
All right.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And the media is always saying Social Security is running out of money. They're trying to give the date or the year or whatever it's going to run out of money. But if it's true that they're running out of money, how will it affect a person's lifetime benefits? And how uncertain is America's retirement safety net?
Well, let's put it this way. This is an aging population here.
Yes.
Now, we're boomers ourselves. There's
Yes,
78 million boomers, alrighty? And the millenniums, of course, have outpaced us with 83 million now. But the thing is, the challenges of the aging population, that is, as the population ages, the ratio of workers, active workers per Social Security recipient is beginning to decline.
Okay.
Back in 1950, you had approximately 16 and a half workers per Social Security beneficiary, or you had, in other words, 16.5 active workers per Social Security recipient. In 2014, that dropped to 2.8%, or 2.8, I'm sorry, correction, active workers per recipient. In 2035, the ratio is going to be 2 to 1. So what happens is that the ratio of workers that is paying into Social Security to retirees receiving the benefits continue to fall. And what has happened is that the federal government's general revenues and the IOUs were issued to the Social Security Administration in the form of trust funds. Now, here's what's happening with that. Since 2010, the Social Security outlays have consistently exceeded tax revenues. So there's more going out from those coffers of Social Security than what is coming in. So right now, the trust fund is 100% funded, okay, currently,
Okay.
up until 2033.
What happens then?
Well, once the trust funds are exhausted, the bottom line is that that trust fund will only cover about 77% of scheduled retired benefits, and then 72% by 2088. And it's based on the current benefit formula that they have at the Social Security Administration.
Well, Freeman, we're going to move on to the four benefit enhancement strategies. Now, I know we don't have time to delve into everything about Social Security, but I think these are so significant that we really need to lift them up.
Alrighty.
Now, you're going to address the restricted application for the spousal benefit.
I am.
You're going to address file and suspend. You're going to address do-over and reset.
I most certainly am.
start-
But before we do that,
start again.
we'll take a little
Okay.
break here. It's time for a short station break. We're going to cover that on the other side when we come back. It's going to be interesting. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hello? Patty, I've decided to follow your lead and file for Social Security benefits online.
But Kath, aren't you back in Zanzibar?
I just got on my laptop and went to socialsecurity.gov. It took less than 15 minutes.
Wow, you are a miracle worker.
Well, cheers, Patty. I'm off to film a baby rhino.
Baby rhino?
Thank you for staying tuned to JustAskFreeman.com. Carolyn, before we continue our discussion on retirement and Social Security strategies, I want to remind our viewers to order their free Safe Money Kit through our website address, which is scrolling on the screen right now. And we'd love to hear from you. In that last segment, we were discussing the various benefit enhancement strategies that are available.
Yes.
And a lot of folks just don't know about these strategies. It's remarkable how we've been able to, our firm has been able to help enlighten those individuals who are eligible or they're closing in on the eligibility ages for Social Security. First one, you asked me about restricted application. What does that mean? This is when you file a restricted app for a spouse only payment once you reach full retirement age, you can delay receiving your benefits until age 70. Now, that's significant, and an 8% increase every year from age 66 through age 70. Now, there's an opportunity for the spouse to file, okay, a restricted application and receive, let me put it this way, let's call it Harry and Mary.
Okay.
Harry has the higher benefit. So that way we can distinguish the difference in spouses. Okay. Harry receives his Social Security benefit at age 66 is greater than his wife's, Mary, at age 66. So Mary decides, she says, well, I'm going to file a restricted application. And Harry says, well, I'll suspend my benefits until age 70. Now, the restricted application is defined as she delays receiving her own personal Social Security benefits and receives half of Harry's. Well, that's a nice piece of change there, and also it also helps with the income gap between 66 and 70. Now, once Mary reaches age 70, this is what I call a switching strategy. She switches from the spousal benefit to her own Social Security benefit at age 70, which has increased significantly for the past 4 years at an 8% increase, and is 132% of her monies plus cost of living adjustment that she would have received at full retirement age 66. Now, Harry, he now applies for his Social Security benefit at age 70. Now, can you see the increase in their Social Security benefits, both of them age 70 now, the hundreds of thousands of dollars over their life expectancy could be at stake. Just that's one switching strategy that is available. All right, now let's talk about file and suspend. Somewhat similar to the restricted app. This is a voluntary suspension, and you can only do this switching strategy that we're getting ready to elaborate on here at full retirement age only. You have to be full retirement age, say 66. Let's use Harry and Mary as examples again. In this case, both husband and wife, Harry and Mary, reach full retirement age 66. Now, Harry decides to work. That's the difference. Harry says, I'm going to suspend or delay my Social Security benefit until age 70. And I will continue my employment. And we're going to have in the upcoming segments or a show, we're going to talk about how much income you can earn at full retirement age.
I was thinking when you said that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So Harry says, well, I'm going to continue employment. I'm going to continue my job, working in my job, and delays his benefits till age 70. Well, you file a restricted application. You get half of Harry's. And Mary, I would say, Mary would receive her benefit, switches over to age 70. There's a significant increase in her benefit and a significant increase in Harry's. Both of them are age 70, and they took advantage of the growth. And again, suppose Harry says, well, I want to continue, I'm healthy, I want to continue working. He can still receive his full retirement benefit at age 70. Now that's called a file and suspend. Now let's discuss do-over or reset. There have been a number of folks that had mentioned the fact that, well, you know, Social Security, the Social Security benefit may not be here, and I'm filing at age 62. Okay, fine. I call it, or they say, well, I filed at age 62, and I looked at my full retirement age benefit. Sometime after, you know, they say, well, I think I'll wait until I'm age 66, full retirement age. That's a significant increase and is 100% of the benefit they should receive. So they stop. Now this is a one-shot deal. They must do this. That is, they don't want the benefit at age 62, but they only have 12 months, 1 year, and when I say it's one shot, in their lifetime to stop payment. As Social Security Administration, please do not send me any more benefits. Just send them a letter. All right, you say, okay. Now, you have to pay back the monies that you received during that 12-month period. All righty? Not only for you, but also for your spouse. That's why I call it Social Security remorse. I say, well, I wish I had gotten the bigger benefit. Now, let's talk about the last one, which is the fourth enhanced strategy. It's called a start, stop, and restart. If you're already receiving benefits and prefer to stop your benefit and delay and receive your benefits later, you can do that. But you have to be at, your eligibility age is full retirement age, 66. You can't do it at 62. This is the only time that you can implement the start, stop, and restart. You're at 66, you took your benefit maybe for 2 years, from 66 to 68. Then you decide that, you know what, I think I'll go ahead and get the 8% increase plus the COLA for the next 2 years. Well, you can do that, you stop it, and then start your benefit at age 69 or 70, whichever you choose. So I just wanted to give you an overview of the enhancement strategies that are available. We just named 4. There's quite a combination, as you see, when we generate that report. And Carolyn, they can get this free report, and it will list, and we can talk about and discuss different the enhancement strategies that are available to receive more income in your retirement. That's critical, and it opens your eyes to the opportunity to receive hundreds of thousands of dollars just by being informed and educated when it comes to the enhancement strategies that are available to help increase your lifetime benefits.
I agree. And Freeman, can we share with our viewers some of the testimonies that we have had from our clients over the 30 years that we've been in business? Some have made very wise decisions, and some have made horrible decisions. And in addition to that, let's talk about the young people that may think about raiding their retirement fund. Let's say a person is 40 years old, they've been working about 18 years, and they're thinking about starting a business. Would it be wise for them to pull their money out to start that business with?
I say an emphatic no.
Okay.
Here's why. There are employer-sponsored retirement accounts, such as in federal system, TSPs, educators, 403Bs, your TSAs, your private sector workers have employer-sponsored retirement accounts referred to as 401As. And then, of course, you have the IRAs. Now, you're 40 years old. When there's only a few ways that you can receive any type of distribution from the employer-sponsored retirement account. Hardship, you can borrow. First-time homeowners, there's a certain percentage you can receive for education, all right? Or death, okay. And of course you could annuitize, but we're not gonna, we're gonna talk about those, we're gonna talk about the consequences of taking monies out of these employer-sponsored retirement accounts. Right off the bat, there's 20% withholding. Distribution from qualified plan. Qualified plan are pre-tax dollars. Those monies were placed in those employer accounts, employer-sponsored retirement accounts, and they haven't been taxed yet. Another consequence, a 10% penalty because you're under 59 and a half.
That's true.
All right, now, by the time you take these monies out, that could be a tax bite of 30, 40, maybe even half of your nest egg that you put away over the last 18 years. The best place, I always ask, let's look at your non-qualified monies, those dollars of which you've already paid taxes. Let's take those monies and start your business. Now, the good thing about our clients, now I'm going to talk about over the years what we've had. I just mentioned early in the show that the market has gone, well, it dropped today, 300 and some odd points. Last week, 217 points. Your European markets are having a rough time. Yes. Okay, all right, China and of course Greece. But not one dime of our clients' dollars was lost. Well, simply because they made the decision when it came to qualified monies to roll over those dollars, all right? And they don't use their qualified money as an ATM machine. That's my own vernacular,
Yes,
all right? So there is non-qualified dollars, but the consequences of withdrawing monies from those pre-tax, or I should say, employer-sponsored retirement accounts is not as great as those for those individuals who are under the age of 59 and a half. Now, they still have the opportunity to make withdrawals. But the thing is, when you roll over from an employer-sponsored retirement account, you minimize fees, all right? Fees are usually charged whether the asset goes up or down or sideways. So you roll it over. We offer safe accounts, all right? That is, we have various insurance products, and it coincides nicely with Social Security, the way we have guaranteed lifetime income. And that's, of course, that's based on the claims paying ability of various multi-billion-dollar companies and their financial strength. So that's how, over the last 30 years, our clients sleep well at night, and so do we.
Okay.
Well, Carolyn, our time is up, and I hope that our viewers will join us next week. Same time, same place, for another great segment. We'll continue our discussion on Social Security, and we'll focus on the following topics: how to receive retroactive benefits, what happens in the event of a divorce, how working affects Social Security benefits, and we're also going to talk about spousal and survivor benefits and more. Folks, I want to thank you for watching Skills to Pay the Bills and our weekly segment at JustAskFreeman.com. I want you to join us next week for another great show. So I want each and every one of you to have a great week.